what I love, James, is that you're basically presenting like a investment, like an IPO. You're like, here, I've put together a Microsoft PowerPoint to explain how we should divide up our money. I've seen you make Excel spreadsheets, so I know that this is something you can do. We're back for the second half. What were we doing? Oh, I was gonna.
The phone was ringing.
Oh, right. Yes. All right. I'm not gonna pick it up.
The Inquisition is calling.
I'll get back into my captain's seat and then get into my answering the phone call pose, which is pretty much just both feet on the ground with me leaning on my cane, motioning for someone to press the button to answer.
I put it through on screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adrian
Nero
puts it up
press
on
it.
screen.
Okay, so we're all pressing the button at the same time. The power of 3.
Okay, no worries. A servitor appears on screen, and so I'll tell you the message, but it's basically repeating this message over. So you probably come in like halfway through the message, then hear the whole message, and then realize it's going to keep repeating it. So it basically says, Lord Captain Pierre Cowles and the senior crew of the Hand of Calixis are hereby invited by Lord Inquisitor Anton Zerb to meet at the Bastion Serpentis on the moon of Scintilla forthwith. Then it repeats itself. It keeps repeating itself.
Damn it, how did they predict what we were going to do? I mean, that was literally what we were going to do, and that guy is literally the guy we want to talk to. Adrian, I'm sorry. We worked so hard together. You taught me 3D spatial maneuvers. all of the things we were working on, the Akbar slash, the Picard maneuver, the Holdor maneuver, the 9G negative dive, none of them will be of any use now.
I just want a Delta V for the sake of it.
The Delta V? All right, we're Delta V. We're changing our acceleration to a different direction.
But without using gravity plates, though, so everyone hits the wall.
Okay. All right, we're going to do a Holtzman transfer. It's the most dangerous maneuver we could attempt. All right, well, it sounds like they're inviting us, so we don't need to sneak up, although, again, that feels like... No. How could they have predicted this?
Perhaps they just had...
Well, Nero, you talked about your plan in front of another Inquisitor.
It's also possible that they were just waiting.
Alternatively, they could have caught wind when Inquisitor Pendergrass was looking into the things forming.
That's true. But my specific plan, I don't know that I talked about in front of her, to sneak the ship up. I mean, they literally called us right as it was going to start. That can't
I don't know.
be...
Let's look at the man at the corner of the room.
That literally can't be coincidence. I mean...
I don't know. We've been going off a lot of coincidences as of late.
Well, I'd point out that most of those coincidences happen because you're tied up in the fingers of fate and destiny, you know?
Yes.
That's... shit, this was probably some sort of psycho bullshit. God, Emperors, damn it. Throne, damn it!
Don't use the Emperor and the throne in vain.
Right. I'm saying throne, damn it. Throne, damn it.
I think perhaps you're assigning too much importance to this, Nero. More likely, they probably just waited for one of Pierre's ships, or I'm sorry, the Lord Commodore's ships to be in system.
Yes, but we were in system for like 3 days before they contacted us. They contacted us at the exact moment we just finished a discussion with those generals and admirals, and we're about to enact our plan, the Adrian maneuver.
I'm going to get into my power armor now to get ready to go on the shuttle. I suggest the three of you get ready.
Is this a power armor situation? Are we raiding
That's the
them?
only armor I have, other than getting flak armor.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think it would be a good idea.
So, like...
Considering that we're going on to a moon, yes.
Yeah, like, Nero's going to stop him and be like, Lord Commodore, we need to discuss threat level before we go down there. Like, am I going down there with our mercenaries and my heavy power armor and every gun I can find? Or is this, like, a conversation? Like, what... are we calling the ship for bombardment backup? What level of threat do you believe that we should display?
I'm guessing the moon doesn't have atmosphere at all. It's not a Star Wars moon, I'm guessing, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
What do you mean a star? There are moons that have, in our solar system, there are like a dozen moons that have atmosphere. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes, but not that you can breathe.
Well, it turns out the Earth is pretty unique in that regard.
Yeah, this thing called the ozone that we're completely destroying. You know, we have one of those.
We've stopped destroying it as quickly for a while.
Yeah, after we melted all of everything down, it's like, ooh, that was bad. Yeah,
That's actually a good thought. I don't know how long this is going to last, and 5 hours might not be enough.
Well, we can plug in the shuttle.
Power armor also makes a statement.
Yes, it does.
It does.
A good statement. I look
So
good
I'm
in my
going
power
in power
armor.
armor because that's the only good, decent armor I have at the moment until I get some enforced carapace armor.
But that some of us have different options. So I just want to be clear. What level of threat are we presenting? Is this a conversation, a banquet, a murder? Are we about to go down there and get executed by this guy? What do you want to do here?
My answer, Nero, is I don't know.
Okay, Nero's just going to prepare for the worst then.
My instincts is go with what you feel that would be good for the situation.
Nero's showing up in heavy power armor, heavy bolter, with the organ grinder rounds loaded. He's going to bring all the mercenaries in a second shuttle.
Let me ask you this, James. You said that there was a backpack required to run the power armor, yeah?
Yep.
Can I not use the jump pack at the same time then?
Well, effectively, the jump pack attaches to the backpack. So
I'm like double backpack.
It's designed to go, because it uses the power supply from the backpack as well as such. So yeah, but it is an add-on part, you know.
I see.
Yep.
Well, I guess I guess my attendant is going to have a hell of a time today. Unstack the backpack, put it onto the jump pack, then attach both of those to the power armor, then put me in the power armor.
Yeah, we have a whole, gear up sequence while playing Cherry Bomb in order to get this.
Ooh, wow, good. That's classic. I'll tell you that Nero is absolutely bringing Cade, and he's having Cade stand as close to the Lord Captain as possible at all times. And Cade's job is to take a bullet for the Lord Captain, but also to make sure no one does any road fuckery.
Aren't we going into like a place with no atmosphere? How can you bring him?
I don't know.
Well,
he can wear a void
Probably a
suit.
space station.
Yeah, the fortress will have atmosphere.
Yes.
It's just
But whether it does or not, the boy is a null, which means he can protect us all in his psychic null shield. But more importantly, he can directly take a bullet. I'm gonna go find Cade and be like, Cade, it's your time. We've been training for
Put
this.
the boy in some flak armor.
His psychic suppression ability does not extend beyond his own death as well. So if he does take a bullet, he's no longer suppressing psychic power.
But at least the Lord Captain has okay, James, I know that his psychic ability doesn't defend past that, but
No, I think
we need
Walk around with
him.
his head, as a lantern.
Wow, that's dark.
How about this, Nero? I stand next to you so you could take the bullet.
I can already do that, but I need Cade in case I am unable to execute that. But more importantly, Cade will protect us in his psychic warp bubble.
Yes, that's why we need him alive.
Okay, all right.
If he takes the bullet, he won't be alive, and then protection will not be there.
As the person responsible for making sure that none of you die, I find it very reassuring that you're considering that getting shot is primarily the first choice. I would suggest not getting shot altogether.
Don, I don't know if you know
Agreed.
this, but I don't feel that I need to discuss the level of destructive impact I can fulfill on an area. You were there when I literally removed a cork from a giant rock and we vented thousands of heretics into space. I feel like I really don't need to. It's implied that I will be killing at an unprecedented level that is only seen at like a Death Watch Space Marine level. However,
Kill all you
bullets
like, just
will
don't get
come our
shot.
way, and at some point, the Lord Captain may be targeted.
Well, I think it's a good idea to entirely remove yourself from a situation where you can be shot, Lord Captain. But,
That's
Hope for
hard to
the
do
best.
when we're going in person.
Plan for the worst.
Yes, I feel like I don't have a choice but to go in person.
All right, Kate, congratulations.
who do we have to talk to about getting some stand-ins for you at some point?
As soon as I can have children.
Wow.
No, I mean
Yeah,
like people
Nero
that
looks
just
impressed by
happen
that
to
answer.
look like you.
As soon as I can have children.
Well,
you don't want to
this is
find
the,
a lookalike to be you in certain situations?
this is the
No
guy
one
to
can
talk
look
to,
this
though. Anton Zerb is the one who put the kibosh, the freeze, the cold, the chilling.
I tend to find that if you perhaps were to grow a mustache, you could simply find anyone to have the same mustache, and most people would only see you as that. I'm not sure if that's the Lord Captain, but it certainly was his mustache. They said as they shot you, but it wasn't you.
I need
Something to
someone to
think
write that
about.
down. That's a good thought. That's a good thought, Don.
Thank you. I'm
hard
just
to
sick
find
and
someone
tired
who
of
looks this
having to
good.
put people in this crew back together all the time.
It's hard to look this good, but a mustache might do a cover-up.
Yes. I mean, think of it from the situation like this. If you're just known to have a mustache, or if every piece of photography with you in it happens to have a mustache, your second or your double could have a mustache and you yourself could not. That way, you're completely removed from any equation where they're trying to find you because you do not have the mustache, but your double does.
I mean, Nero is just like, I have heard several ridiculous plans uttered out of my mouth, but I never thought I would hear it from you, Don. I'm very impressed.
When you think about your crew, Nero, do you remember their individual faces down to a T, or do you remember them by their distinct features?
I remember everyone that has died while serving with me.
Oh yeah? I point to a dude. What is his name?
What is his name, James?
No, I'm asking you, Nero.
I want to
not
be very
HR
clear.
Department. I'm asking Nero.
Nero, in part of Nero's introduction on the show, and he's done it a couple times, he talks to all the regular crewmen that he comes across, especially gunnery crew.
Especially on the bridge as well.
Yeah, and he checks in on all of the clankin. So yeah, Nero actually knows this guy's name. He says, well, that guy's name is James. We call
James,
him
do you like mustaches?
GD James. It's a nickname. He's another
thought his
rating.
name
James,
was-
say hello to this big scary lady.
Hello.
What is your opinion on the Lord Captain in a mustache?
Ooh, yeah. So I want to be clear. Nero moves behind Dawn, and he starts making intimidating motions. Like, if you don't say that the Lord Captain looks incredible, you'll be killed in your sleep.
Is that the significant PC glance that you have?
It's just the general air of menacing threat that Nero emanates.
I like the idea that this man is now infinitely more confused as to what is the correct answer.
That's right, exactly. And so it's just like, I don't understand.
Lord
Do you
Commodore.
think he would be easier to identify if he had a mustache?
Shall I go prepare the shuttle?
Yes, go prepare the shuttle. Sorry, I got distracted.
You would look very dashing with a mustache, sir.
Correct answer. Now go ahead and go.
Yeah, and Adrian leaves to go get the shuttle ready.
Sir, whether you have a mustache or not, you will still look dashing.
Correct answer.
Thank you. I also prefer you not dead, so I'm going to go find every weapon I have and stuff it into my armor.
So apparently the average American can name 600 people.
Well, that sounds about right. I mean,
Yeah.
people's range of close friends rarely exceeds 120. That's the number of human connections most people are capable of sustaining over a long period of time.
How many of those 600 people are quantified as like public people? Like they have like
This is people you know, apparently. According to this article, I was
Can't just be like
looking at.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. right? Like,
I
that's
know
too
Arnold
easy.
Schwarzenegger.
That's low hanging fruit right there.
That's 600 people?
I mean, I
Really?
know Ariana Grande, but I try not to name drop AG too much.
I find it hard to believe that most Americans know 600 people. Like individual, like I went to school, like I can barely remember people from my high school, let alone.
That sounds
like,
about right to me. I mean, when you consider coworkers, extended family, people that you live around and meet at like shops and such, that sounds relatively correct to me.
I'd call it like 400 to 600 maybe.
Yeah. I mean, not me. I mean, I try not to meet people ever and shun them in every way, hiding in the darkness. But yeah, like an average person, not me. Correct.
Huh.
Anyway.
Well, there's a fact that I don't believe, but
all right.
sure.
So we all meet up in the shuttle bay with our 2 shuttles that we're going to take.
Okay, no worries.
What is this guy's name? My mercenary captain? Captain
Bren. Captain Bren.
Captain Bren. All right, I just let him know that we're gonna go raid an Inquisitorial Fortress and just be cool.
Sorry, what?
We're going to an Inquisitorial Fortress. Be cool, Captain Bren.
What are our rules of engagement here?
The Lord Captain has yet to set rules of engagement. Therefore, assume that if anyone makes a sort of firing upon gesture towards you, let them do it, because the Lord Captain will be really mad if we shoot first.
Okay, so only engage if engage first is what you're saying.
Correct. Unless some weird warpy shit happens, in which case shoot everyone that's not us.
Okay.
That's a very broad statement there, Nero.
Listen.
Because warpy shit can make us look like somebody else.
Ooh. Is that true? Is that a thing that can happen?
Yeah,
It's
you
warpy
can
shit.
certainly confuse the mind.
All right, Captain Bren. Fire only if fired upon, and make sure to check with us in Rogue Trader Camp first to make sure that we don't look like orcs or something disgusting.
How about you just wait for my signal?
What if you're shot in the face, sir?
Then
That
we
won't
have other
happen.
problems if I get shot in the face.
Yes, that's what we're... Listen, Lord Captain, you might not have to deal with what happens when you're dead, but the rest of us do.
I can guarantee that the Lord Captain will not die. Ever.
I don't...
That's good that someone can guarantee that,
Nero's
because I have
just
no
like,
idea at that point.
That's not how death works, Don. Everything dies.
All right, so once you leave the shuttle bay, a communication is sent to each shuttle from the surface of the moon,
boy.
which appears to be a very circuitous flying route.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But
Adrian, how sus does this flying route seem?
Yeah.
But are they the same though, right? Like, are they sending us to two
but-
different places?
No, but both shuttles get the same route, but it's
Okay.
like it's very much not fly. Don't fly in a straight line. Fly, this way, which is almost like flying away from. Turn, come this way. Effectively, it's a zigzag pattern to reach the moon's surface.
Follow the music in Kokiri Forest, just
Fly casual, but don't look like you're trying to fly casual.
Adrian, how sus does this flight plan look to you?
Yeah, can I take a look at it and see if there's a better or easier way to get to the fortress?
100%. You get a straight line. A straight line will take you there faster.
Sure. Okay. And so do I assume that this is like to basically kind of hide where we're going?
Wait. Do we have aspects to pick up whether that gravitational bullshit and like explodey stuff off the planet, whether that's real?
Not at this distance, because you got to come because it's indicted quite a distance away. So I would take. Well, looking at this data, I would take a -10 logic roll, or a straight scholastic or a tactica imperialis. Probably a -10 scholastic law astromancy.
Okay. All right.
A -10 astromancy?
Yep.
I actually have that. My God. All right.
I do as well. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Nero has tactica imperialis.
Anything I can roll?
Oh, hi. I got a 1.2. Because I have a +10 from Contemplate, which gives me a +10.
Well, you can always roll. You can roll Logic at -10, Dawn. Logic's a basic skill.
Oh, you said -10.
Oh, sweet. Logic.
We solidly established that Nero does not understand how three-dimensional movement works.
Yeah, how space travel works.
I know the ground. I know the ship.
Okay, keep talking until my roll rolls in.
No
It'll
worries,
be
okay.
10 minutes.
Pondo, you suspect that this is probably around a route to avoid static defenses.
That's what I was guessing. All right.
What were you guessing, Lord Commodore? What'd you say?
Oh, it's to help us avoid defenses that are possibly in the area. So I assume if we took just a straight path, we'd probably get shot down or something.
So am I following their
I
course?
I suggest following their course.
Very well.
Hey, look at that! It came in.
No worries. And the other ship follow the course as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, no worries. All right, so
They're not that expendable.
no worries. I would take now awareness tests at -20, only -10 for Adrian.
Always a minus for these this awareness checks. I was going to say, can I give Adrian a +10? Since he's the one that's flying, and I want him to fly well.
You said -20?
-20 awareness, yeah.
Oh, I got a
That's
0.3.
so
My
bad.
God. Well, now I'm rolling well.
Okay, everyone, Nero sees. Okay, so yeah, looking out the windows, everyone but Nero can sort of see these somehow cloaked mines. So effectively, and they are like void ship-sized mines that have some sort of technology on which effectively bends. Well, it's like mirror optics basically. You can sort of you more see the shimmer than you see the device itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Once you get near the planet's surface as well, there are like it's a solid moon. There's no signs of tectonic activity at all that you can see. What you can see on the surface is a couple of void shield generators on the surface of the moon. So effectively giving like the same void shields that the ship would have, along with macro cannon turrets and lance turrets as well, all built around in a circle around what appears to be an obsidian snake head and mouth emerging from the ground, more open, and effectively the flight path is down the gullet of the snake.
All right.
What are you all looking at?
Well, you can see the rest of that stuff there. You just can't see. You just miss the mines, Arthur.
Yeah,
You
so
sort of-
Nero's just... But Nero sees people's heads going past like, oh, shit. And Nero's got, like, his power armor helmet on the front cockpit window. He's just like, what are you all looking at? I don't see anything.
It's just mines, Nero. Don't worry about it.
What? No, there's nothing out
Mines.
there.
You're just blind. You should take off the helmet.
No, that's ridiculous.
Invisible landmines.
Invisible landmines in space. Listen, Dawn, I know
Space
that we've
mines.
had an adversarial relationship lately, but you don't need to just make things up.
No, they're very real.
Very real.
Why would
They're
you put
also very
landmines in
large.
space? Obviously, you would use space mines.
In case you have a secret inquisitorial base that you need to protect.
Right, but you would use space mines in space.
They're cloaked space mines.
Oh,
Nero.
well, obviously, that makes a ton more sense.
Oh my God.
Shall we continue to gaslight Nero at a later time?
All right, so you fly the shuttle down the mouth of the snake. Even though it's like a obsidian sort of stone construction on the outside, it's technology on the inside, and effectively you come to like an airlock chamber that the shuttle opens up and emits the shuttle, and then closes behind you and pressurizes where the shuttle can then land.
Yep, that's normal. Just
Shuttles.
flying into snakes. Inquisition doesn't do things halfway, huh?
Yeah.
People are like, man, Nero, he's so ridiculous. And I'm like, yep, we just flew into a snake, huh?
Yeah, we just landed in a giant snake base.
If you're ever wondering how to properly run a Warhammer tabletop game, you got to think to yourself, would this be on the cover of a metal CD?
You have to
then
wonder
you're
if it's in a 15-year-old's Dungeons and Dragons game.
That's right. Yeah.
And he writes down in his DM's notebook.
If
This
your
is an album
sentence
cover,
doesn't
I would
start
say.
with So, like, then you're doing it wrong, you know?
That's how Destiny was invented from the video game, where they were like, all right, man, wizard on the moon, on the dark side. It's fucking dope, man. There's a traveler with light.
Moon's haunted, yo.
Moon's haunted. All right.
Okay.
What happens when we look around?
Okay, so there's effectively on the other side of the airlock is like a man-sized doorway, which opens up, and out comes a small group of servitors, like mainly combat servitors, and a short guy, probably like 4'5", who's so short because he's hunchbacked over. He has like this large scribbling device, so effectively like a keyboard and printout terminal that is like strapped over his shoulders and hangs in front of him so he can work.
So
type
yeah,
it out while
so he's
standing.
like those guys that walk around at cosplay conventions and play their keyboards.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, but with a fax attached to it. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. And he has like cyber optics as well. His head's been shaved, and you can see multiple sort of cortex implants. He's obviously had some sort of cybernetic brain surgery.
Okay.
And he waits patiently by the door with the servitors.
All right. I tell Captain Bryn to hold this place, and again, only fire fired upon, but look menacing and stay sharp. Adrian, you should go over there and ask that guy who he is and what he wants.
Are people going out is still in sealed
Oh, for
armor?
sure.
Or?
There's no way. I'm not good. I mean, they could just open the doors and vent us out the mouth of the snake and solve all kinds of problems.
Mouth of the snake.
This guy would die as well, though.
No,
right,
come on.
Adrian.
He's basically a servitor. Then just go fucking pick him up and resuscitate him.
Yeah, so I'll descend the ramp and go meet this guy.
All right, Nero's going to shadow him at a little bit of a distance, but he wants Adrian to be the one in trouble.
All right, he looks up at you. Are you Lord Pierre Cowles?
I am not. I am one of his senior officers.
Name, please.
Adrian Quintus Thorne.
Right, he types out his little thing, and it prints out like a little thin receipt style page with your name on it, which hangs from the end of the printer. Is Lord Pierre Cowles with you?
He is.
The guy pulls out a gun. Sorry. I'm sorry.
We were scheduled to meet with a
Inquisitor.
Yes,
Yes.
Lord Inquisitor Anton Zerb.
Yes, I'm here to take you to him.
Excellent. And I'll turn around to like nod to Nero.
Okay. Nero's going to turn and nod to the Lord Commodore, and then he's going to turn to Dawn and nod to her as well.
Dawn just
we all
like,
nodding?
looks at him
I'm
and is just
confused.
like, is this about the mustache again? I thought
No,
I
listen, Dawn,
decided
I'm
that.
100% with you on the mustache.
I was thinking Fu Manchu.
I don't know. I mean, I would want something that kind of ridge lines his jaw. You know what I mean?
Like a pencil thin thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
going
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
around?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Look, I know we normally have ridiculous conversations, but this is a secret inquisitorial fortress, and we are keeping them. What was your name again, guy with a keyboard?
I am Ramos.
Ramos. And what's your job?
I am keeper of the archives here.
Everyone loves Ramos.
Okay. Like, just to be clear, we not only have permission to be here, but we are also being offered safe passage in harbor while we're here.
Yes.
And
yes.
you're not going to take any of our stuff.
I could check anything you want me to put in storage, or it's
No,
up to
I
you.
don't think
Go
we'll
in.
be leaving anything
No.
here.
No coats, or
No.
like he looks at you like an ordinary parama.
I don't think we have
Yeah, I
any
take off
coats.
my trench coat that's around my power armor and give it to him.
He hands it to a combat servitor.
Oh,
I'm also wearing like a fedora that I take off on top of my like
Wow, a
clothes.
fedora and a trench coat, huh? Yeah, I mean, Nero is going to try to move in the front then.
He does
Using-
ask you names as you come up to him.
All right.
So.
I mean, Nero dresses himself with his full title now that he's
All
a
right.
baron.
He types your full title out as well. So Barrett,
What is he
sorry,
typing
yeah.
it onto?
Do you, like a thing like those little sort of accountant style calculators that have like a spooling result
I
thing.
thought he was making
like-
name tags for us to
No,
put
no.
on our chest.
hello, my name is.
That's what I thought it was.
No, he's writing the records down.
Yep,
To the archives.
it's like, yeah. All right. Come with me, please. Follow me. He leads you down some hallways. Like there's lots and lots of doors off to either side, all of which are currently closed and marked with numerical call outs. Essentially, like one door will say 3665.2A. But then when you pass other doors, there's like no sense of order about there's no consistency in the labeling, and it's all just numbers and letters have no other sense. Eventually, after going down several winding corridors, you enter a large chamber. Now, the chamber itself has a high roof, and you're not even sure because you effectively, yes, you did fly down the snake's mouth, but you didn't think you were that far below the surface that the roof should be this high. But maybe you've been subtly going downhill during the whole walk and just haven't noticed it. In the center of the room is a throne with a long table in front of it. Seated in the throne is a man wearing gilded Terminator armor. So effectively, the throne itself is specifically designed around accommodating his massive girth in Terminator armor. The armor itself is completely gold-plated, but decorated with inquisitorial eyes, other symbols of the Inquisition. Nothing heretical as such, just all various aspects of the Imperium. So the Aquila, the symbol of the Administratum. He has like a solid gold face mask over it's not so much a helmet, like you don't imagine it affords much protection, but it's more of an affectation, like this impassive gold face mask with like a halo effect around it as well, with like starburst away from his face. He is surrounded by cherubim that sort of hover around carrying scrolls. You don't see any weapons nearby to him at all. There are two other figures in the room standing near the long table. One of them is a woman, looks to be late 40s, early 50s. She's got like that sort of powdered skin effect going on where her skin's been almost like patted down to a white consistency with like the obvious black beauty spot. And then also like the powdered wig, but the wig itself is black rather than white. And she's wearing like a full-on ball gown with bustle and train, and like with an affectatious walking cane as well. The last figure is a dark-skinned man, looking to be early 40s, in like a rugged sort of tan coat, once again bearing various seagulls of the Inquisition hanging from either his neck or from the sleeves of his jacket. He looks more like a field, you call like a field operative as such, where his clothing is stained with the dirt of many worlds. He's the only person that has an obvious weapon, in that he has a bolt pistol hanging from his belt. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, no, please go ahead.
Yep. And has once again a book with the inquisitorial eye chained to his waist. Everything about these three screams Inquisitor anyway. There's places set at the table for 12, including so effectively like 5 down each side, the throne at one end and then a chair at the far end of the table. Right now, some food has been laid out on the table, but it's not like a full-on meal. It's more like snacks or hors d'oeuvres, just something you could pick up and pick at.
Exactly what you want for a clandestine meeting to determine the future of everything. First off, Nero is going to holster his heavy bolter pistol since he does not feel any level of threat from a man with a bolt pistol. It's just like, if that's the only weapon in this room and maybe the cane, I could kill everyone here very quickly. The tactical dreadnought armor, I'll leave to Don to just crack him open like a crab.
I mean, the servitors have followed you in, by the way, along with Ramos.
I don't feel a level of threat from him either.
Wait,
I mean,
there's tactical dreadnought armor. What? Where?
Yeah, he's wearing gilded Terminator armor.
The Lord Inquisitor.
The Lord Inquisitor, but he's on a chair with no weapons.
We've been but
I think that the power.
Oh
armor
no!
itself
What's
is
he
a
gonna do?
weapon.
Teleport and punch us? Ooh, big threat.
2 of the servitors have multi-melters, by the way.
Yeah, all right. That's slightly more threatening, but I'm pretty sure I can shoot them first.
Sure.
I'm gonna turn to Cade and just be like, all right, you're sitting next to the Lord Commodore.
The man on the throne doesn't stand up. It says, Lord Captain Cowles, yes?
It's Commodore now, actually.
Lord Commodore, very good. Please, come in, have a seat. I've been looking forward to meeting with you. I've heard so much about you.
I can imagine.
Forgive my manners. I am Inquisitor Lord Anton Zerb of the Ordo Hereticus. This is Lady Olianthe Rathbone, a fellow member of the Tyrantine Cabal, and also Inquisitor Soldavan, likewise a member of my own ordo. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
I felt as though I didn't much have a choice in the matter, but thank you
Ramos
for
walks over
inviting me
to
nonetheless.
Zerb. Ramos walks over to Zerb, tears off the little sort of receipt with all the names and hands it to him.
Oh boy, man, the Inquisition does not go halfway.
Checks and balances.
Please feel free to indulge if you wish.
Nero's already just as soon as he's done.
Is there
like a
like a
ravenous
chair
wolf.
at the opposite end of like the table?
Yeah, at the far end of the table, yes, there is.
I'm guessing it's long ways with them at the one far end, and I just want it to be the awkward situation where I sit at the opposite far end. Just that way it makes it.
So when you go to sit in the chair, you do notice that the chairs have little brass plaques on them with names, and the brass plaque on the chair you put out is Al Sabai.
This motherfucker. Oh, interesting. He's the newest Inquisitor, so he sits at the other end of the table. All right, I just want to make it really clear, James, that Nero's going to use his power armor's enhancement ability to get a look at all the Inquisitor names. You don't have to tell me them, but I just want it known that Nero wants to know who they all are.
Okay, no worries. I mean, I can tell that I can give you this thing if you like at some point. That's fine.
Sure. Nero's going to sit as close as possible to Olianthe Rathbone.
Okay, no worries.
Are any of them Strain or Pendergast?
Pendergast, no. There is one that says no. There's a Skane, not a Strain.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
His real name is Cassius Skane. He got us. We never knew. Who knew he would lie about his name?
That'd be
one
the ultimate
letter.
power play.
So Zerb doesn't eat. Soldavan actually does, picks up a big plate of food or try, he eats like Nero, brings a whole bunch of food over to a plate and starts to
I knew
gorge
we
on
were
it.
kindred.
Rathbone sort of delicately picks up single things at a time and nibbles, and in a way that of high pomp, just as though the whole thing is like a
Like a rat.
So yeah, that's exactly.
So
The secret is take tiny little bites.
So Pierre doesn't eat. He does attempt to put his leg onto his knee, but figures out that's not going to work that well with the power armor. So then he just settles with putting his cane in between his legs and kind of leaning hunched forward, watching intently.
So Nero's going to make small talk with Olianthe in High Gothic. This is my name. I'm a noble. It seems like you're a noble as well. Hopefully your day's been going well.
Such
a unique working environment, huh? What's it like here?
No worries. Give me a plus 10 charm test.
Oh my god!
So it's that just base value? Is that what I'm getting at?
Yeah, because I have the penalties.
Is the +10 just a like a tease? Is that...
Ooh, I got close.
Oh, you're so close. Wow.
Yeah, I'll tell you
okay.
what. I'll spend a fate point to reroll that too.
But then it'll get worse.
Well,
You roll 100.
You like suck on your spoon and then like point it at him, but then like a little bit of dribble comes off and lands in his food.
hers. So not only does she not respond to Nero, she like slightly picks up her chair and moves slightly further away.
all right. I'm just gonna turn towards what's his name, Saltervan.
Soldavan.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna nod at him and see if he's open for small talk.
Okay, he's more interested in talking anyway. So
Yeah, we exchange pleasantries.
Anyway, so Serb says,
God, I fucked up so bad.
You did as worst as you could do. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Now I apologize that it's taken so long for us to meet. It was only in recent times that I discovered your connection to the Harlock line.
How recent?
One of my younger inquisitors was doing some research on you and discovered this. In fact, you sit in his chair right now. He learned this fact about 6 months ago.
That was the guy who came in and was like,
Yeah, it was
I got
Al-Sabai.
problems
So-
with you.
How long has it been since the start of the show?
A bit over a year now.
So that means Al-Sabai had told him of this, and Zerb was on either Port Wander or Footfall at the same time as us, and knew about all of this. So interesting. So this guy's a full of shit. He could have met you at any time.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So Nero's doing the math, and he's just like, "This motherfucker."
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this, but Dawn is just standing behind Pierre.
Yep.
She's not seated at the table or nothing like that. So
No worries.
You got your jetpack ready to go in case you need to go fuck someone up. I got it. It's hard to do the jumping maneuver when you're sitting in a chair. I understand.
I mean,
Hey.
it's hard to sit in a chair with a jetpack and a backpack on.
Look,
so
let's be really
standing
clear
is the way
here.
to go.
This guy is literally wearing power armor that's twice the size of your entire body, and he's sitting in a chair at this table. If you
Yeah,
want
but
to
that's
sit
a
down,
throne. There's a
okay, but if you want to
difference.
sit down, this will definitely.
No, she doesn't want to sit down.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm really hoping that moving forward, there is an opportunity for us to work together. I think that we can certainly find some mutual benefit. And I understand from what I've been told that you are predisposed towards working with members of the Inquisition.
I think Nero just starts laughing. He's choking on his food. He's laughing so hard.
Yes, I have worked with members of the Inquisition.
Now,
I have, though
I know-
that was with profit between me and them.
I know that young Inquisitor Pendergast is prone to opening her mouth a bit too much, but what has she told you about the Harlock line and my interest in it?
What has she told me?
If you don't mind
This
my
guy
asking.
is like, I was thinking of killing you just as soon as I figured out what you know, so I could erase you and her. Delightful.
Nothing much at all. That she suspected that I was part of the line, and then she had a way to confirm it. That's all.
And did she mention your sister? Her friend, in fact.
Yes, but she didn't have much information about my sister. I've been trying to find her myself, actually.
Oh, well, we've always suspected that she was dead.
She might be. It's only been 10 years since she's last been seen or heard of.
Yes, well. And Inquisitor Flavian. Has she mentioned Inquisitor Flavian?
That's her
Out
master.
of character. That's her. That was
Yep.
her.
That was her mentor, yeah.
Yeah. She only mentioned him briefly.
allow me then perhaps to connect some dots for you, to give you some more insight into the workings of the sector and how it may benefit you and us in turn. You'll probably be aware that the Harlock line founded much of this sector. I mean, many speak about the Crusades of Angevin and Drusus, but of course it was the rogue traders, as like you do in the Koronus Expanse, that came first and paved the way. And Harlock was one of the greatest, and many worlds in this expanse were founded by he or his ilk. And of course, that family line had its problems over time. One particularly troublesome Scion decided to wipe out all of his brethren a few hundred years ago and disappear. And that particular Scion, we came to learn, was able to control a phenomena we call the Tyrant Star, the Hereticus Tenebrae, Comus. Has many names, but in many ways it spells portents of doom. It's a facet of this system that the Inquisition has kept under wraps for some time. It's led to the creation of cults, to the destruction of entire worlds. But we believe that Erasmus Harlock had discovered how to control the Tyrant Star through a device he created called the Blind Tesseract. Have you heard of this?
I've not. This is the first I've heard of this.
Yes, well, you see, I came to learn that your sister, many years ago, went searching for the Blind Tesseract. And I believe that she found it on a planet called Mara in the Hazaroth Abyss. Right, just on the map, I'll point out Mara is... Where is it? I knew where it was before I lost it. Here he is.
Oh, over there. Wow. All right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, after she activated the device and apparently summoned Comus one more time, she was never heard from again. The only survivor of the Mara incident was Inquisitor Flavian. We attempted to press Inquisitor Flavian for information on what had transpired on Mara and what the Blind Tesseract was, how it was that your sister was able to control Comus in the same way that the former Erasmus Harlock had. Unfortunately, he was not a member of our cabal, and although as an Inquisitor Lord I had certain abilities to push his services, he decided to take his own life rather than share the information that he had learned on Mara. My forces have returned to Mara and have looked for the Blind Tesseract, but unfortunately that particularly cursed world has thwarted all attempts to discover the true steps of your sister and Inquisitor Flavian. But we have learned much in our time. We have researched things. We have learned more about the Harlock line. We have learned that along with a scion of the Harlock line, 3 things are required to activate the Blind Tesseract. 3 elements, so to speak. They are described only as a pattern, a guide, and a talisman. I have no idea what they are, but we believe that your sister managed to find one of each and enter or activate the Tesseract. And then she was never heard from again. I would be curious, my Lord Commodore, whether these are footsteps that you would be interested in following in.
Is there a roll I can make? Because I have heresy that I can do here.
Yeah, sure. Give me a familiar heresy plus 10. Actually, I'll give you plus 20 on this one.
James's answer is just going to be, this is heresy.
3.3.
Okay, so you've heard of Mara. Mara was a failed mining colony set up during the early days of the Calixis sector. You know that it is it's a forbidden world. Like literally, it's interdicted by the Inquisition. Apparently, it is affected by the warp somehow. The colony failed. Everybody on the colony was killed by some sort of warp incursion, and ever since then, it's been an interdicted planet that no one can go to. Likewise, a lot of what Zerv's talking about, activating, we want you to go and find these artifacts to activate a device on a world that has been interdicted by the Inquisition that summons a demon star, which causes people to go insane and form cults and destroy worlds. This whole deal sounds pretty heretical, but you don't really know where the limit of this Inquisitor's position is. You're aware that some Inquisitors are quite radical in that they are prepared to use the weapons of the enemy against the enemy, whereas other Inquisitors are very much we'll never truck with the demon or the alien, even if it would let us get ahead.
The object, for example, do I know anything about that as well from that role?
The words themselves are too generic. Talisman, guide, and pattern. It sounds. They sound. They've got a cultish sort of connotations, but nothing strikes you as something. Oh, this is clearly this.
All right, so Dawn will lean forward and basically just whisper this in Rogue Trader Cant to Pierre. Basically everything that she knows on this subject. So, yeah.
Would I be able to, based on just kind of watching intently and listening to conversation, gauge on what his intent is when he's asking me this stuff?
Yep, I'm going to give you a -10 scrutiny roll because his completely impassive face mask hides any sort of facial emotions. You only have his voice.
So -10.
I'd like to be watching his compatriots to see what their reaction is.
I'll spin a fate point to increase that by 1 as well.
Okay.
So it'd be a 2.3.
Yep. Ooh. Okay, Adrian, you can give me a scrutiny roll at +10 to watch the other two as well.
Okay.
Oh, so they're as noticeable.
All right, James, a lot of people are making rolls. I want to continue eating this food. Tell me how good it is.
It is, I would say, average quality.
That's pretty good for a secret fortress you need to zigzag through space to get to. Nero is impressed.
The meat comes from the inner walls of the snake guts that we flew into. They just sort of carve it off.
The snake was made of obsidian.
Self-sufficient. On the outside.
On the outside.
Delicious meat on
snake.
the inside.
It's meat on the inside. And if you leave it long enough, the meat grows back. So, it's good. It's good.
Okay. So, Pondo, you get the impression with your scrutiny that he's not outright lying to you, that he isn't really that interested in you. He's interested in the outcome. He's interested in achieving this outcome. He will happily burn you and everyone you love to get his goals. But right now it's beneficial for him to work with you because he really has. He literally has exhausted all avenues. You're effectively, you get the impression he pretty much gave up on this quest a while ago, and then suddenly, one of his proteges is like, "Oh, I found another Harlock," and it's like, oh, "Okay, great, let's get right on this and try and reactivate this cold case." But yeah, his interest in you is negligible, other than what you represent in terms of his investigation of the Tyrant Star. Adrian, Rathbone really doesn't give much away at all. She's quite, she's barely listening to what's going on, in fact. Whereas Soldivan is listening, and he is quite uncomfortable. You get the impression that he is not anywhere near as radical as Serb is. He is not outright interjecting, because he still understands the pecking order, but he's uncomfortable with what's being discussed here.
Okay.
So are all three of them lords, or just the guy?
Just a.
Okay.
They're just inquisitors.
Yeah.
All right, Nero's gonna shoot a look towards Pierre, indicating can I cut in here, or will we all be executed for that?
Probably be executed. So if I did have intent to going there and then maybe finding these artifacts or what even remains of my sister to activate this tesseract, what is your intent with this Tyrant Star?
That was literally Nero's question.
Yeah.
Man, that significant PC glance is getting
Yeah, I
real
know,
fucking
next
good
level.
these days.
It wasn't even a PC glance. It was just me and Ponto.
We need to better understand what it actually is, how we can control or prevent it. Just 1 second. Sorry, I have one of my cherubim bothering me.
They need the holy Xbox password.
No, they the iPad of Antioch.
I
Sorry.
can understand the situation so far if this thing caused so much problems as to creating cults and other sorts of forms of chaos. Why would you want to even try to reactivate it if it's lie dormant?
Well, the Tyrant Stars continue to appear from time to time, even after the disappearance of your sister. It's just, we're aware of 2 times that someone has gone to Mara, both of which being scions of, well, one was being Erasmus Harlock himself, the last one being your sister, and in both cases, a visitation by the Tyrant Star has occurred immediately thereafter.
So my other question will be is, do you intend to destroy this Tyrant Star, or are you planning on trying to control it?
We simply don't know enough about it yet to say. If it can be turned to benefit the Imperium, we need to understand that. If it cannot, it needs to be crushed.
From my understanding is I would just not take the chance to just destroy it.
Well, your understanding is clearly very limited.
Oh boy!
So Pierre's like at this moment trying to force hold his kind of anger starting to build up because I apparently have the issue of
you don't like being insulted, yeah.
Right, I do have limited knowledge of the situation. You are correct on that matter.
And you are luckier for that limited knowledge. But we still need you in this case.
So I'm guessing that's the reason why you decided to, I'm guessing it was you or someone among you decided to go back and take what stock of genes were left from the Harlock line into, well, having my sister and I born.
That was not something that I was originally involved in. I discovered about that later as a happy coincidence. However, under the circumstances, I think it's best we try and keep this matter as controlled as possible, one Harlock at a time, if you take my meaning.
I'll explain why I'm limited as to not have kin.
Well, I'd rather not spread your seed around the nobility of this sector. Those who have the means and wherewithal to potentially activate some of Harlock's various creations. A lot of Harlock's creations were particularly key to his bloodline. Tell me, have you heard of something that calls itself the Marionette?
Dun dun dun.
Out of character, I think I have, haven't I?
We did.
Yeah,
It was at the end of season 1. Pendergast told us it was about a demon that can alter fate. It like steals fate from people.
I thought the Marionette had to do with the Archon. Marionette. I'm sorry. Wasn't the Marionette had to do with the Harlequins?
The Marionette was some sort of demon that apparently would steal fate.
I'm thinking something else then. Okay.
Yep. The Marionette is literally the last line of my season 1 notes.
Yeah.
It literally just is the word the Marionette.
I assume you're not talking about a puppet master.
The Marionette is a demonic entity operating beyond the bounds of physical space within this region. We believe that the Marionette either works for or is Erasmus Harlock.
Daddy?
Whoa, do you say that? Oh my god, it was so funny. Holy shit.
Good old Grandpappy.
Look into space, see the creator that talks back to you. Yep.
So as to say that I'm intrigued by the offer of maybe going tomorrow to see if I can activate said Tesseract. What are you offering me as to payment of obviously going to risk my own life as to try to activate this?
So I'm not asking you to go tomorrow at all. In fact, I would encourage you to stay away from that cursed place. I'm encouraging you to go and seek out your ancestors' lineage and see if you can discover these three elements. Maybe with your bloodline, they'll make themselves more apparent to you. Your sister did something of a whistle-stop tour of the sector, many worlds that Harlock previously had holdings on, and she apparently found what she needed to go to Mara and activate the Tesseract. I don't think you'll find, if what you need is there, we would have found it by now.
The only thing I could think of is that if what I need is there, someone of my bloodline needs to go there.
Potentially, but if you're wrong, then you die there.
I mean, come on. We literally already know it's Solomon, Sanofi, and Quadus. It's the three places your sister visited.
Yeah. Okay. What are you offering me as to your suggestion as to going to trace back my lineage?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure what it is a man like you wants.
Ooh,
Means you have tanks.
Nero's vibrating. He wants to get in here, and he's significant PC glancing to Pierre.
Is it
And
simply a
wear
matter
that
of,
gold armor lying around? I mean,
is it simply a matter of wealth? Everyone give me -10 scrutiny rolls.
Captain, Lord Captain, tag me in, Lord Captain.
-10?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
man,
spend a fate to
rolling.
re-roll that.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right. Well, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, I'll spend a fate point to reroll mine as well.
Were you rolling Nero as well?
Yeah, but not just rolling, but I'm also re-rolling.
Okay.
Ooh! Wait, did you say -10?
-10, which is
I
still
still
a success.
succeed! Oh,
So-
beautiful fate.
So Nero's paranoia triggers that this guy might be prepared to negotiate anything you want on the basis that he never expects to pay you it.
All right. Yeah, Nero's like attempt to get your attention is now like a oh shit.
Yeah.
Get your
it's like-
attention.
Or it's like, yeah, get what you want up front because he might
Yeah.
basically, you know.
Yeah, that's good because Nero has a list of things he wants up front.
I like the idea that Nero puts on his helmet, Dawn puts on her helmet, and it's just like, all right, now that we can talk to each other.
That's right. Nero had to take his helmet off to talk.
Or to eat.
Yeah, that's what it is to eat. Yeah, Nero's
I'm going
gonna
to just call for a group huddle, essentially.
All right, yeah, Nero will noisily push back, put his helmet on, and clomp over there. He'll grab Kate and pull him into the huddle as well. Be like, Lord Commodore, there are several points here, like asking him what the time frame is, but this guy will betray us instantly. Like as soon as he gets what he wants, he's not going to give us rewards. We need to ask up front. And the first thing we should be asking for is to get Al-Subai off of my dick.
Sorry.
The Inquisitor Al-Subai, he threatened to kill my entire family.
Nero did piss him off very greatly.
That's true, but he did ask for it. He literally ordered me to do it.
You exceeded that order.
Yes.
I think that was the issue.
My excessiveness is well known. That's the very first thing we should ask for. A time frame. Obviously, we have a pretty good idea of where it is we're going, but we could use some resources, a little bit of extra profit factor out of this, maybe some sort of get out of jail free card, and like a warrant that says we can go wherever the fuck we want and no one can stop us. You know, like some sort of inquisitorial letter telling people to do what we want or else.
The renowned warrant is part of that. You only wear is what
Yeah.
you
But
want.
we're in the Imperium. It doesn't mean as much.
I don't.
We need
I
like
don't
an
think
inquisitorial warrant that says we're like cool.
Nero, I think you're not thinking of if they don't believe.
Pierre
they don't,
Cowles, agent of the Inquisition.
I don't know if that's even possible, but I guess it
You-
would be.
Be a rogue trader and an inquisitor at the same
We
time?
literally already know that there is a rogue trader, Inquisitor, roaming around right now.
He's pretending to be a rogue trader.
Listen, Adrian, there are many there are many Inquisitors who pretend to be rogue traders. I only recently learned about the Inquisition within a year, but if there's one thing I know, it's that there are a ton of stories about Inquisitors pretending to be rogue traders. It's such a cliche that they write novels about it.
I see. I guess I'll take your word for it, Nero.
I'm telling you, Pierre Cowles, agent of the Inquisition, get us a little bit of that inquisitorial muscle, open some doors, get El Subai off my dick, get a time frame from this guy, get El Subai off my dick.
You're very selfish, you know that?
I apologize, Lord Captain. I'm sorry that I'm concerned for my family.
I'm also very concerned why the Inquisitor has something to do with your genitals.
He's speaking metaphorically, Don.
I mean, he has something to do with Pierre's
Also
genitals, and no
literally,
one has
but-
questioned that so far. Why are you calling me out on this particular instance? Cade, just put your hands over your ears. You don't get to hear the rest of this conversation.
Lord Captain, why don't you just ask for the removal of the semen blockage?
Well, obviously he's
I
going
don't
to
think
do
he's
that.
going to give that to me until he gets what he wants.
Yeah, he obviously wants control of the Blind Tesseract and the Tyrant Star Hereticus Tenebrae before he's going to do anything along that regard.
All right, well, why don't you try and negotiate for a single hair?
Ooh. You know what? You could say, like, the Inquisition can raise the child until we've completed the mission.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I was
what's the
thinking
other
more
idea?
like-
You die and your uncle takes over the line and I need to get a new job?
No, he won't die, but I was thinking more that you could raise the
Everything
child.
dies, Dodd. Literally everything dies.
Okay.
The only way that he's going to die is in his 90s in the Bahamas.
We're in space. There are no Bahamas.
The Space Bahamas.
We're going to the
nicest
Space
place on
Bahamas.
Okay. How about this? Ask for possible entry into the Inquisition. That's how I get the powers and benefits of it.
Yes.
I will ask to have the one Inquisitor off your dick, so to speak.
I truly appreciate that.
Or possibly literally. I don't know. I don't
Could be
know his
both.
plans.
I'm very confused about that. Perhaps it might be better to have several more Inquisitors on the deck.
No.
I'm not sure. Would that be better for you?
The Lord Captain has specifically told me to not put anything on my dick. It's very discerning.
Yeah, you have to at least wait about a year.
Is that
Cade,
how
your
long it
hands
takes
better
to
still be...
That was part of the deal, right?
Cade, if your hands aren't still over your head, you're in a lot of trouble.
I feel like it's just like not even the good cover of the ears, just like the.
Got holes in his fingers, like for the eye.
We need to be talking about some sort of monetary gain, immediate access to bank accounts, that sort of thing. And,
Agreed.
And we need to know his time frame, because I'd prefer not to just have him kill us outrightly if we don't finish in whatever his secret time scale is. We're pretty busy going off and doing stuff, and well, I guess we are finding your sister's stuff, but after that, we have a cargo hold full of seed to sell, some colonies to manage, maybe orcs to fight, maybe an inquisitor
Tank to deliver.
The chaos fleet. Like, we have a lot of things on the table. We're juggling, and we could just use a time
Maybe
frame.
it's time I become an admiral soon.
As I say, this man does have the power to give us another ship.
I mean, that won't make you an admiral. You're gonna need a lot more ships than that, but another ship wouldn't be bad. I don't think he's gonna give that to you, though. I highly doubt it.
Probably not.
But You know what they say. You never know what you're going to get until you ask, which is why I ask for ridiculous stuff all the time, and 30% of the time I get it. That's better than the 0% I'd get if I didn't ask.
Okay.
But Nero turns and winks to the camera super metally.
It's actually just winking to the Inquisitor in the background. He's just like, what?
He's winking at Oleanth, who is like,
The chair has moved further away from where Arthur is.
Okay, so it's essentially going to break up the group huddle.
All right, Nero's going to go sit down back at his place and grab some more food.
First, I'd like to ask, what is the time frame that you want me to look at as far as
Well,
I am fairly busy.
we have gone 10 years without any real progress on this investigation, so I'd hate to wait another 10 years, but certainly we're not talking about something that has to happen tomorrow.
I mean, I like the idea that we fail one warp jump and then we check our watches and it's like, oh, fuck, it's 10 years. It's like, shit. That Inquisitor must be real pissed.
Yeah, we jump out of the system and it's literally this guy with like a full fleet waiting for us. He's like, I haven't seen you for some time.
How about another... Sorry, the cat just went crazy for a moment. How about another 5 years at most?
That seems fair, yes. I mean, unless we both need to be aware that situations may escalate quickly. If suddenly the tyrant star begins appearing every other day somewhere in the sector, we probably need to take immediate action.
Absolutely. Of course, we'll know for sure as soon as the GM tells us to. Looks to the camera.
Yeah. Just in time for the season finale.
I'd like to have another ship, if possible. If possible. Oh, and he pretty much names the specific type of ship from the one guys that you're supposed to get.
Oh, the Sheker class?
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Jesus, Pondo, that's a fucking 5D chess move right there. That's fucking 150 IQ at least.
He names the guy specifically who dicked him out of the ship.
No, I think you mean the one from the
Oh,
bank.
you're talking about the very first ship that we were supposed to get, the Gilded Throne, the Falchion class. Oh.
Yeah.
This is basically my revenge over that.
Right.
Well, that wasn't his fault. That was your mom's fault for being mind controlled.
Yes, but I'm still going to get back at the one guy.
Still vengeful.
Okay. Yeah.
He still wronged me.
That's you're telling me.
Continue.
Secondly, I want to get a certain Inquisitor off my one acquaintance's back.
Al
What's his
Subai
name?
wants
And
to
think
kill.
like,
Yeah, Al Subai wants to kill my family. I'd prefer if you just had him not do that.
Oh, it's a minor matter.
I
could
appreciate
easily-
that. Thank you so much, Inquisitor Lord Inquisitor. It's a minor
Thirdly, I'd
matter.
like to
Yeah,
see
it's
if-
like this is literally the only thing that matters to me for like the last season. I've been really worried about my family, and this guy's like, we could give him. It's a sticky note.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's also a sticky note for him just to annihilate us completely.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
Because this guy is a little bit higher up in the echelon. Third, I'd like to see if I can have my authority raised up as far as inside the Imperium.
You seek to be a sector governor or a member of the High Lords? I mean, or you just the High Lords of Terror are basically like the leaders of mankind, but effectively, like he's talking about. So these are the only things that are actually above you in terms of pay grade, like a whole sector governor, or above a rogue trader, or a member of the High Lords of Terror. because the High Lords of Terror are specifically like they are like the head of the administratum, the head of the military, the head of the church. You know, specifically that's like a group formed of those key people. So what he's sort of saying is that like there's no position in the Imperium which you can actually hold higher than what you currently hold without changing what you are. You're no longer a rogue trader, you're now a sector governor sort of thing. You know, or you have to be like or you have to somehow become the head of the church or the head of the military. But then or are you talking about acting with the authority of the Inquisition?
Nero's gonna point his knife at him, his dinner knife, like, see, now we're talking. Yes.
Somewhat of the authority of the Inquisition, yes.
Yes, well, the rules of the Imperium don't allow a Inquisitor to also hold a warrant of trade, but we can give you a writ of authority that indicates that you act with the intent of the Tyrantine Cabal, and me by extension.
This is literally exactly what Nero wanted. Perfect.
That sounds like more what I'm looking for.
This ship you're after, I'll have to track it down first, but I'm sure that we can come to some arrangement with its current owners.
Oh, I can give you all the information of where it's who owns it and where is it at, and et cetera, if you'd like.
We can give it to Ramos once we're done.
Absolutely.
Here.
Wow, you're really
I brought
thirsty
them
for
right
this sheet. He reaches into his cane and he unscrews it and pulls out all the paperwork.
It's like
I never go anywhere
like,
without it, actually.
It's in like the fake bolter clip of the bolter cane. Just like, yeah, here you go.
It's like a poster in the bottom.
Little thumb drive.
The little collage that he has on like a paper board, and he's like, yeah. This keeps my hatred high.
So it sounds like we've reached an accord then, Lord Commissar. Not Commissar, Lord Common.
Yes, the only last thing I would...
Don't worry, we get it wrong all the time too.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only last thing I would have requested is maybe having at least a heir. But I don't think that's in the works at the moment.
Oh, look, if you want to have a child, then please, be my guest and just make sure that you police your spawn. I just don't want to have random scions of Harlock operating all over the Imperium without our control. So if you want to have a child, I can't stop you from the mechanisms of that.
So essentially keep him on a leash.
Yes. If you want an heir, raise an heir.
So you'll be removing the restrictions placed upon the dialogue family.
Provided you're not off selling your genetics far and wide.
No, not at the moment. It's not my plan. I would just like to have an heir to ensure my lineage. My uncle's not the most competent person, like in its entirety.
Yes. Nor is he at all a member of the Harlock line, so therefore he is useless to me.
Absolutely. Well, this has been quite a entertaining event.
My last bit of advice would be that you seem to have established a good relationship with Inquisitor Pendergast. The more you can find out from her about what happened with her former mentor, the greater chance you'll find out what happened on Mara and the worlds before it. Because he was there for all of that. Unfortunately, he's dead now, but his protege was probably his closest confidant.
Of course. Well, I don't want to be wasting any more of your time.
No, well, please enjoy the meal. If you wish to chat further, I will remain here, and when you're free to leave when you wish.
Adrian's like, let's go.
No, this is Nero time now. Now it's casual conversation. So Nero
You're
tries
not
to...
locked in here with me. I'm locked in here with you.
Nero turns to Saltervan, or whatever his name is, and Zerb, and says, "So you don't get much fresh entertainment and merchandise out here, do you? We have several very highly renowned plays and t-shirts, robes, caps, all very non-heretical."
So Soldivan cuts in with, I don't spend that much time here on the Bastia Serpentis. Such things are also probably not really of interest to me. Anton, is this of any interest to you? And you just see, like, he just the impassive Deathmaster just looks at Nero for a moment, you know.
How can I follow up on this? I feel like there must be a sellable opportunity to these people and say, shit. Nero doesn't say that. I'm saying that.
Are you the one that needs to be selling the stuff? Is that the question you have to ask yourself?
Well, at the very least, I can warm the crowd up to the idea of selling things. How do I get these clients to buy my merch? Yeah, what do you got?
These guys are top level brass. Right?
Yeah.
So instead of selling directly to them,
I'm thinking I frame it as like morale or something like that.
Well, not so much morale, but more along the lines of like allow them to invest in creating this thing, or have them be distributors of the thing that you're selling.
Oh, investment opportunity. That's not bad. Yeah, so that's what Nero leads with. He's just like, you could speak further with Lord Commodore, but we have a very serious investment opportunity to cross not just this sector, but the Koronus Expanse, and you have a chance to be ground floor on this while it's still hot. You know, resources don't just appear out of nowhere.
How often do you go on holiday?
Oh my god, please no! Not the timeshare! What better way to raise the morale of troops and your local staff here? Surely there must be limited entertainment availability here. Why not invest wisely in a rogue trader who you're already friendly with?
Give me a barter test.
No. I said I was warming the crowd up for Pierre, who will now follow up.
Okay.
If you want
I
to.
can't believe we are shilling the Inquisition.
Listen, the game is called Rogue Trader. What the hell do you think we're supposed to be doing? Have we ever made a barter test?
Okay, Pierre, give me a commerce test then at plus 5 for Nero. It would be plus 10, but I'm taking Nero's minus 5 off what he gives to you.
Incredible! Okay. I somehow made you worse.
Plus 5. So I think it's plus 5.
-5 every single time the Hand of Calixis is mentioned in passing
that's true, and they know we're Hand of Calixis.
I thought it was the charm, not well, I guess it.
No,
I'll
so
take it.
Yeah. No, it's to all social interactions.
Okay. Would pure nobility play into this?
In this case, it will. Yes.
All right, so I'll be at a plus 25.
Look for a 1. Hit a 1, Pondo. Now's the time for that 1.
75. I'll spend my last fate points up. That's a 3.
Okay. So I need to do this myself.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I love Pierre Cowles shirts all over the fucking sector.
So Rathbone's in for 2 profit factor. Or 3 with hard bargain.
We did it!
Wait a second. Let me feel those shirts real quick. Oh yeah, that does feel nice.
It's quality manufacturing.
36.
And you say that you can get this in black? It's like, yes.
These memes, the kids love them these days.
Okay.
What is a demotivational poster?
And an inquisitorial base. It's instead of a kitten falling from a tree, it's like a kitten being forcefully kicked into hell by a demon.
You know who doesn't wash their hands? Hellspawn.
That's right. It's the kid hanging there that says just let go.
Just let go.
There's one that says, like, even in your death, you still have a purpose.
All right, we need to leave now at the point of our highest victory in the entire show.
How much is a profit factor of 3, by the way? Like, just
It's a
estimation
3%
here, like,
chance that we'll get what we want when we go to do rolls.
but what is a percentage of
that's a good
profit
point.
factor?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
so
what is that
let
in-
me give you an example. So the average Imperial citizen has 0 profit factor, which means that they can't buy anything without spending money. They've literally got to have, like, if I want to buy something for $10, I've got to have $10. Once you've got at least 1 profit factor, there is a chance you can basically say that all the mechanisms behind me will support this purchase. So I walk in, I ask something that's $10. I don't give them anything. The background behind me takes care of that, basically. Now, a rogue trader would normally sit somewhere between a very poor rogue trader is around 20 to 30. A very wealthy rogue trader is like the 50 to 70 range. The wealthiest people, like, say, a sector governor, would be around 120 profit factor. A planetary lord, like a planetary governor, would be somewhere like 80 to 100. A high noble, somewhere in the sort of 50 to 60 range. So gives you an idea.
And where are we at right now? 46?
36.
36. All right.
Chat makes a
We're at,
good
like,
point.
44.
If this guy's not going to block you from having an heir and he's 100% behind your mission, can't we just formally declare the Harlock line?
Yeah.
Maybe we're still back at the table. This seems like something we really should discuss. It was a post-credit scene. Flashback.
I think it's a discussion to have next episode.
Yeah. Do you need to ask Zerb, or something you want to have a conversation you have yourself? That's what I mean. Do you need to discuss activating the Harlock line with Zerb or not?
I guess I'd probably just ask, like, what would be the connotations of declaring that line?
Oh, well, you'd be able to claim whatever resources still align themselves to Harlock, which of course would probably include all of his enemies, of which they were legion, but
That's good.
There's not legions anymore. That was all destroyed, remember?
no, that was he wiped his own family out. There are plenty of people that plenty of organizations and individuals were ruined by the Harlock line and have sworn revenge across generations.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm guessing, and I'm pretty sure he has nothing.
But how many profit factor do we get out of it?
I'm guessing none.
Well, it's been effectively, the line has been dismantled, so it has no profit factor assigned to it right now. But there will be holdings on various planets that would still consider themselves to be, like, they never know about it. Yeah, they'd be like servants on planets waiting for Harlock to come home. Although he's been dead for over 100 years, but I mean, there would still be things that would technically be his.
They're like, Grandpa told us to wait. We don't know who we're waiting for,
That's
but
right.
he'll come one day.
We warm the towels every day, just in case someone gets here.
Warm the towels. Listen to fancy man James over here at his towel warming service.
Put the chocolates on the pillows.
Oh yeah, well that's the classic. The pillow menu.
Been waiting there for so long that it's melted onto the pillows.
Ooh no, that's ruining both the chocolate and the pillow. No, Dave.
Just flip the pillow. It'll be fine.
Oh, then you're gonna go to the bed sheets. Ooh, you're bad. No, it's bad. All right, so obviously we're not gonna do this. Probably. It would be funny if we did it though.
Yeah, I don't see very much actual benefit of declaring said line.
So there's 2 steps to it, because there's going to be into the Imperium and officially being recognized as Laius Harlock line, and there's also just turning up to places he owns and saying, "Hey, I'm Laius Harlock. I'm in charge now," and having a ship there to back up your claim.
Mhm.
Like they're 2 different things. So you can certainly still do a lot without necessarily going and think of, like, if anyone has seen Jupiter Ascending.
No, I was told not to ever watch it.
Okay, there's a scene in that where the main character has to go and basically claim her, like, birthright as this, and it's like this ridiculous amount of of rigmarole and administration and bureaucracy.
That sounds like a fun movie.
And it's just like that. It's exactly like that.
I do want to point out, Chad is correct. If you were a Harlock, you would have the ability to wage conquest because that line was given a special
That is true.
warrant.
Yes.
But let's save that for season 4. I'd say, honestly, this is a great episode for us. I've never taken as many notes as I did in this episode. And we got profit factor. From an Inquisitor at a dinner party in a secret fortress.
One last character-related thing. So all of you are now eligible for, in Into the Storm on page 103, there is an elite advance called Agent of the Throne. Now, you can buy it for 600 XP. By buying that Agent of the Throne elite advance, it gives you straight away the Writ of Authority trait and Peer Inquisition. And it also allows you to buy anything on the Agent of the Throne advance in addition to your regular stuff you can buy with your career.
Wait, what page is this on?
Page 103 of Into the Storm.
So is that like taking a level of that?
Yeah, but it doesn't override one of your existing levels.
Okay.
It's in addition to.
For 600
Yeah, it's very skill based. But I mean, there might be skills there you don't have access to normally that would interest you as well. So, but you've got to pay 600 XP to unlock that advance. But by paying the 600, you do get Writ of Authority as a trait and Peer Inquisition.
That sounds beneficial to me. Damn it.
James is about to throw off my 12-point leveling plan. I'll have to take a close look at this, James.
Yeah, you're like me, Arthur. When I build a character in these systems, I have like its entire XP chart worked out, from start to finish half the time.
Yep. I mean, you can see mine on my sheet. I've included it.
So, if you have a Writ of Authority, does that does that supersede anything else that you have?
So Writ of Authority doesn't change anything else. What it gives you is a +10 bonus on command and intimidate tests when you wield that authority, and then also like fluff. That's the system benefit, but also the fact that you can then pull out and say, "Here is my inquisitorial authority to do this."
Oh my God! I want you to imagine a situation where a mysterious gentleman walks into the bar, and then his shoulder-mounted laser points at somebody, and he pulls out the red and goes, "I'm Nero Julius Augustus Bullet, Baron, and Agent of the Inquisition. Everyone get down! Surprise inquisitorial raid!" And it goes from being like a cool gunslinger to being like this ridiculous comedy of killing everyone in the room.
And the good news is all the bad guys left during the intro.
I also like the idea that the Lord Captain's like, "Hi, I am the Lord Captain, and this is my close staff of Inquisitor Writ of Authority owners."
Yeah, we talk to Inquisitors on a way more than healthy basis. Several times a year, actually.
We're here for the intergalactic basketball tournament.
Yeah, when I was doing this, I was hoping I'd talk to as few Inquisitors as possible, but apparently they just keep coming out the woodwork.
Well, you probably shouldn't have had, a famous father. This is...
I guess.
You have the Chelsea Clinton problem.
It's one of the aspects of Dark Heresy First Edition. When they created the Calixis sector, they wanted to have, with the Calixis edition of the game, if you bought the Calixis edition, you got the Writ of Authority of a single Inquisitor, and they were the 100 Inquisitors that are in the Calixis sector. Now, normally any sector would not have anywhere near 100. It would be lucky to have more than 5. But the idea here is they wanted to have this whole story behind the Tyrant Star and all the stuff going on in the Calixis sector, so they wanted to have the fact there are 100 Inquisitors here, so they could then have those 100 Writs of Authority to give out to people that bought the Calixis edition of the game. So in the storyline wise, there are a lot more Inquisitors than you would expect in a normal sector for various reasons.
I never expect the Inquisition. They just show up and I'm like, whoa, dude, Inquisition?
Yeah.
In the secret inquisitorial fortress? I did not expect that.
So, what does the Writ of Authority do?
So, in terms of rules wise, it gives you +10 on command and intimidate tests when you wield it.
Oh,
but it's got the fluff benefit of you pull it out and I mean, look, at the end of the day, you guys pretty much have that fluff benefit now anyway because of what you've negotiated. You don't need to buy the Elite Advance to use that.
Yeah, you flip out your special space FBI badge and go,
but
I can do this.
I want you to imagine Nero's retirement plan is to become an Inquisitor. That is a possibility now.
I thought your retirement plan was to become a Space Marine.
Well, we already know he can't. Listen, that's his dream, but we can't achieve our dreams sometimes. My new retirement plan that I made up just 5 seconds ago is retire as an Inquisitor and then spend all of his time playing 5D Inquisitor chess. But it's Nero, so he's really dumb. And it's really just like a lot of Nero being like, all right, well, dispatch a battle fleet and deal with that one guy.
I mean,
That's an appropriate level of threat response.
There was a whole scene in the first season when Nero told a Space Marine he wanted to become a Space Marine. I actually rolled to see whether the Space Marine let him down smoothly or not. And no.
he did roll to see if you let him down smoothly.
Yeah, he didn't. He was like, no, that's not going to happen.
That was great.
There was no, well, if you work hard enough.
You achieve your dreams, the God Emperor may bless you.
Yeah. Too old to be a Jedi.
All right, how much experience do we get? A lot, because
300.
Damn it.
Nice. I can get my second melee attack. Not that I've ever been in a situation where I can hit something twice, but
we'll make it happen.
The first time always kills it.
Well, not so much that, but like either I do one attack and then it gets followed up by someone else, but I always have to move as well.
Yeah.
So like I can never do the what is it, the full attack or whatever.
Well, I just got awareness and intimidate plus 10.
Hell yeah.
Nice, very nice.
What are you at? 14,200 now?
I think
14,200.
Man,
I got to figure out what I want to do now.
I'm going to stop failing so many awareness rolls. Is a thing
My
I would never
plan
say.
was to wait and get invest towards Into the Jaws of Hell. But now I have the Writ of Authority thing to think about. And it doesn't give me that much benefit, but it's a decent amount.
Is it Into the Jaws of Hell like really fucking good though?
Yeah, it essentially allows you guys to ignore.
Yeah, it lets minions gain immunity to pinning and fear. Like that's not a thing for me, but it is for everybody that doesn't have Nerves of Steel. Oh, and look at that! You get +5 bonus to morale for your crew. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's
well,
fucking
on the
good.
ship. I mean, you guys would be immune to like the fear checks for like the that you had to do for the daemons, correct, James?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Don't be distracted by the Inquisition. Stick to your heritage.
I mean, when it comes to doing that, I can also do that stuff. But like, remember the difference is that mine was a little bit more powerful, but it's only to like 4 people. But yours was like.
It's everyone who's a minion.
Yeah.
It's yours has more benefits to it than what mine are. Mine's just a static effect that.
But the difference between yours and mine, and I think the biggest one is the fact that most NPCs don't even roll; they just go crazy. But with your ability, that wouldn't be a factor anymore, right? So you could bring like, Wally into a thing and be like, "Hey, man, drive that golf cart into that demon over there real quick for me," and he'd do it. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was drawing on the map.
I still can't get it now.
Oh, sorry, I'll take it back.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was just, it's just.
The other thing that I can invest in is a plus. The other thing I can invest in is a +10 into commerce, which.
Listen, you use that all the time.
I do use it all the time, and especially tonight. Apparently, I'm rolling high on commerce nowadays, which is insulting.
Let's start some outros. Grimdark James, what do you got for us?
I am Grimdark James. You can check out my podcast at grimdarkpodcast.com. 106 odd episodes there. Not going to do more right now, working on a new show, trying to still organize that with my co-host this week, but I had to put off plans this week after one of my kids got tested for COVID and was okay, but we had to isolate while that was being tested.
Yeah.
But you can find me back here this Wednesday for Cyberpunk. We're not back next
That's correct.
Saturday because I have another child birthday and Arthur is traveling.
Yep.
But we'll be back the week after that for more Rogue Trader. Otherwise, find me on Arthur's Discord or on the usual social medias stuff.
Yep, we're back on December 5th, by the way. That's the date.
Yep.
Or December 6th if you're James.
Yep.
You know, speaking of people who are
which I am.
Like James, let's talk to Pondo.
I am Pondo or Pondo the Mad. You can find me on YouTube or Twitch /Pondo the Mad, or you can find me here. Well, at the moment, Sunday nights with Hunters of Elvern. Should be back tomorrow for that. And that's about it for now. Or you can, if you're a patron to AP, you can look at the new sort of tests for Solaris Knights going through, which is, I think, is a pretty interesting idea.
Aren't you one of the playtesters?
I am one of the playtesters. Yes.
Yeah, I thought that might.
I don't know if I'm like the most entertaining of them, but
Spoon, aren't you also? Oh God, I pointed the wrong way.
Yeah, I am.
See, all these people are talking about this game in every game that I play because Arthur likes to monopolize his players. But I have no idea what it is. Arthur, maybe you should say what it is that
I will
are
for my
missing out
outro.
on.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, I guess that was fun.
I'll follow up. Don't worry, Dave. I'm sorry to drain the life out of you.
Yeah, as you just murdered the segue.
that's it for me then.
Like,
I didn't realize he was marking a segue for me. I'm so used to doing it to other people.
yeah, like imagine me, Paul Blart, mall cop, and you just shoot my transportation. Boom. Segway dead.
Wow! Oh, wow! Ooh, good layup. BattleTech Solaris Knights is a playtest where instead of playing BattleTech in 4v4 situation or 3v3, it is a series of 1v1 pro wrestling style gladiatorial matches between one player and me playing one NPC. They're going to be close battles. You'll see a lot of unusual tactics that you don't get to normally see. We add a lot of battlefield rules for environmental stuff. Patreon members who are signed up can help alter the way that the stable works, helping to repair their chosen champions' mechs and buying them new stuff and trying to keep them unstressed. And that's all of it's going to be released on Monday to Patreon, and then when I start going on vacation, I'm going to release the episodes publicly. If you want to keep an eye on it.
Have you got anyone playing the Fireboy that I played when I played?
What did you have, like a Hermes or something?
No, it was a dude that was like, yeah, it's all about punching motherfuckers and flamethrowers.
We did have a dude who was about punching motherfuckers and flamethrowers. Yeah, that happened. His name is Nicholas Cosmo Sokolov.
From what I remember, that mech was real good one-on-one, but like that game is not really a good game for one-on-one.
Dave, speaking of people who segue, why don't we talk about you?
Yo, what up? I'm on my Segway. I'm going so fucking fast. It's illegal how fast I'm going. One time I was on a Segway for real. I fell off that shit because that shit is scary. Like, if you've never been on a Segway before, and then you get on a Segway, it's like, what is this gravity-defying stunt that I'm currently achieving? So, yeah, I don't know. Go throw money at Arthur. He's doing tabletop shit like you've never seen before.
No, you've seen it all before.
Are you kidding me? 1v1 wrestling in mechs? Come on, that's unique. That's some good shit right there. You do that on his Patreon. But if you wanna know what I'm all about,
what are you all about? I want to know.
I'm all about being the person you can't take home to your mum, because they're like, hey, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I make porn. So that's what I do. I make porn. You can go follow my stuff at Kinky Fridays. You can go buy my game Pieces of My Heart on Steam, and I'm always making new shit, always making new games, always doing stuff like that. Yeah.
I finally roped Drummer Boy into joining the dark side, and he's going to be helping me out with the game that's coming up pretty soon. So yeah, that's me. Hey, cool. I'm tired. Good night.
I was going to say, AP, one of the reasons I thought you should do surrendering in Solaris Knights is that way you can have, heal actions like ignoring the surrender and shooting the person where they've surrendered, or choke slamming the referee mech or that sort of stuff.
The referee mech?
Oh,
there are now.
Slide under the environment and grab a chair.
They've got to have only one armor and one internal structure every location. So the moment they take even the slightest hit,
no. They're security mechs, the little 10 and 15 tonners. Yeah. You make a really good point. And I was over my vacation, I'll be working on player archetypes that will include like a very obvious heel and babyface that are opposites of each other. So like if you break your character, you can switch to becoming the other one. Right, like if you're a heel and then you do something really chivalrous, the sheet will be like, flip it over, you're now a babyface.
What if Arthur, you have the owner of the league also have like a gold mech?
Yeah.
And he's all like, hey
no,
man,
it's not Vince McMahon.
I own your ass. And he's like, no, I'm my own free mech,
No.
He's like, fine, you and me will be in a cage match right now. And it's grab the money, grab the briefcase.
Okay, that's you're literally Vince McMahon. You're not just describing Vince McMahon. You're also describing the match he invented.
I know. You think I'm joking about this? No, man.
I'll think about it. Speaking of heels, let's talk to our stable's current mega heel. And just so you know, hashtag Thorn is now trending with an E on it, is trending in the United States right now. So you must be very famous.
Oh, wow. I guess. I am Big Spoon, or Big Spoon 223 over on Twitter. You can find me on Arthur's Discord here on Saturday nights usually. And I'm also a Gladiator playtester in the Solaris Knights Wave 1 playtest. So looking forward to seeing where that goes.
Another question about this game. Do you happen to have like a rebellion faction leader as a wrestler?
No, not yet, but I probably will because that's very St. Ivesian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and no, you're right. Kai Alad Leo literally becomes a champion of Solaris right around this time. So yes, a rebellion faction leader is the actual champion.
And now you need to have the stand-up Republican dude who also has his outfit is literally a bandana and it's got the the Alliance flag Cross on that.
Yeah, he's dead.
We already killed that guy. He's dead. Anybody got any final quips? James, you got any zingers you want to throw at me at last second, like that good one at the beginning of the show?
No, I've my ammo bin's dry right now. So
that's too bad. It was wow. That one truly wrecked me after I understood what you were saying.
Which makes it even better.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back in 2 weeks, guys. Have a good night. Sure. Ooh, maybe I'll play that. Oh no, I don't have it.